Yo, here we go. I want to share with you some WoW Garrison gold making 2.0 tricks. These tips will scale naturally with your roster, and they will net you gold right now. I'm going to take a quick walkthrough in one of my garrisons, and I'm going to kind of cover what I will be showing you in this entire series. It's going to be a lot. Don't get overwhelmed. It takes one step at a time. It's no big deal. You just got to get started. So here we go. First thing, the mission table. This mission table is excellent. It will bring you resources, experience for your character, experience for your followers. It will bring you items that you can sell to vendors and items you can sell on the auction house. It is excellent. This item right here, for example. This item sells for 2,000 gold right now. And I've sold 110 of them with an average of 2.9k each. So that's just constant gains based off this table. So you definitely don't want to sleep on the mission table. Going over to the layout of the garrison. Garrison layout is pretty important. Each one of these buildings has a reason. Some of them don't matter. And some of them matter a lot. They're all going to net you some gold, and they're going to make your life easier when you're playing this garrison method. I'll go over each one of these. I think it's important to understand what they do and the benefits they bring. Some of them are great, others are useless, and some are good a little bit. So we'll cover that in the series. I'm going to cruise out to the world. Pick up some of these resources. Pass some of these buildings. Yeah, we don't need to see all the buildings in detail. Work orders are going to be important for your gold grinding life. It's very easy. Just collect a stack, create a stack. If you got any of these rush orders, these also come from that mission table. Use them. All they do is they complete the work orders. And then you just collect more materials, and that's just gains off of that resource table, that mission table. So you always want to clear those out and refresh them. It is easy to refresh them when you keep inventory in your inventory. So there are ways of doing that easily so that you don't have to run all around and find where are all my cerulean pigments, where are all my drainaic dust, where's all my resources to put into these work orders. If you manage your inventory well with trade skill, warehouse operations, you will be looking good. And you don't have to worry about that. Keep a few weeks on hand in your inventory, spread across your whole account, and you'll be looking real good. Something else I'm going to cover in the series is your guild bank and how to make your guild bank work for you and your gold making plans and schemes. Everything in here has value for either crafts, panther crafts, or blood for Draenor crafts, living steel, whole tab for cerulean. You definitely want to keep your cards pumping. That's easy gold that you just have to spend time making. Alchemy. I like to keep a lot of on-hand inventory. What does it say I have? 33,000 of these. 35,000 trillium bars. I keep a lot on hand because I got a lot of alts that are pumping through this thing. Same thing with this. So the items that I use more of, I try to keep a higher on-hand amount on. You're going to need a ton of bags across all your alts. Just start with one at a time and just bag them out. So when their personal bank is full, you'll end up with some bags in your bank and you'll use them later on. Personal banks. You're going to want to dump a bunch of those materials like I was talking about in these personal banks. You want to dump a bunch of these light partners in there. We will go into a bank detailed video that covers all that in much better fashion. A couple other buildings of note are Dwarven Bunker. Dwarven Bunker will give you materials to level up your followers on your alt army, because you need your followers to be leveled up so that your mission table quests give you the best quests. If you don't make your followers super strong, you won't get the quest. And if you don't get the quest, it's a weekly quest, you won't make that gold. So while you don't need that gold, nobody needs gold, you're leaving it on the table if you don't capture it. And capturing it's very simple and very easy, and we'll be going over that. The Lunar Fall Inn is great for getting followers with traits, whether it's inscription trait or it is your extreme scavenger trait. There's all my followers with that trait. Basically, your entire roster, you might as well get it. It's the best one. It's going to give you more garrison resources to buy more items. So, in a rough overview, that's what we're going to cover in this garrison in this series, and each one of these points are going to have videos that explain how to make the money in those points. Another thing we're going to look at is our professions, primary profession and secondary primary professions and the secondary professions. Which ones make money easily, which ones you can do a lot of, or which ones can you only do a few of. I got some real interesting ones in there. Archaeology is a very strong one, and I got an easy way to make that easy for you to do. Alright, we're going to go take a look at the auction house real quick, see what kind of gold we got going on in there from, I guess, yesterday and today. It's not crazy. It's not crazy, but it's consistent. And once you stay consistent with these things, you'll start making plenty of gold to fund all of your WoW. First your WoW tokens and your WoW game time, and then you'll start being able to cash out into other games. No gold made this time. No problem. Just gonna collect all this real quick. Post this real quick. This is as simple as it should be. A couple of clicks. TSM is a workhorse once you get it set up correctly, and it should be doing all of the posting and price checking and verifications once you set it up right. You set it up wrong, you could be selling things incorrectly and losing a bunch of money, so you got to be careful. Alright. We're going to go off to this side room, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the series and my motivation and why I'm doing this. Not great at editing so far, so you got to bear with me. Alright, so during the pandemic, I got inspired by some of the YouTube content creators out there and their gold making strategies, and what I didn't want to do was grind all day and all night for my gold, which led me to the Garrison setup and a little bit of automation, a little bit of passive gold income, and daily tasks that are very simple to straightforward set up and then complete each day. The concept of WoW being patched and expansions coming out, it's always changing, it's always rotating, and I decided I didn't want to spend all my time in BFA and in Legion and in Shadowlands to turn around and lose all that gold production because now they've nerfed that to make space for the next expansion and the very next patch. The next greatest thing should not hurt your gold income. When you set up this factory correctly, you'll be making gold during all the expansions and all the patches. There's going to be changes, there's going to be little tweaks, there's going to be little nerfs that hurt, there's going to be buffs that are beneficial. You just kind of got to go with the flow with those. This is effectively front-loading all of your time investment and turning it into a long-term gold production. You set up all the time and the effort into leveling the character and creating that method of creating gold, and it's just gonna, the longer you use the method, the more gold you're gonna make. So it's a huge time saver and it's a huge gold maker. And as a finance guy, this is very much something that I wanted to do in this game. So when I decided I was going to go down that route, I tore apart all of the Garrison guides I could find, all the passive gold, automatic gold, gold investment, time saving, tips and tricks, everything I could get my hands on. I made one simple goal, and that was, how can I minimize my in-game time and maximize my gold returns? And that turned into the next question. How can I minimize my in-game clicks to accomplish more gold returns? Again, I went back to the guides and back to the data that was already there, and I started compiling it, and I started researching anything I could get my hands on again. What kind of add-ons make my life easier? What kind of macros make things easier? What kind of time am I spending on raids, weekly raids, daily dungeons, daily chores, gold grinding, old dungeons, old raids, all that stuff. I wanted to see if that time was being used efficiently. Because I used that time the one time, I gained that gold, and I don't get to gain that gold again. So that's a problem. I wanted something that was reoccurring gold based off of a one-time time spent. So, I decided to just get her started and kick the tires and light the fires. And then I ran into a bunch of changes, so I documented what was different. I documented what the other opportunities I found were, and I wrote it all down, compiled all that information so that I could just share that with the people. My first step, and your first step, everyone's first step, if they want to do this, all they have to do is start. And there's no better way to start than to just start. Best day to have started would have been a year ago, 2 years ago, whenever. The second best day to start is today. The third best day, tomorrow. So just start it. So if you want to be collecting WoW gold for free, I will keep putting out detailed videos on how you can achieve all the WoW gold you ever wanted. Thank you for watching. This is Just a Dude Gaming, and I'll see you in the next one.